Good morning. It's another beautiful day here at the Gables Club in Coral Gables, Florida on Edgewater Drive. Three of the board members that live in Tower A, Tower 1, that live on the other end of the building have decided that they must ram a giant 60-foot long, noisy, polluting, cooling tower down our throats. They want to put it right over here. 60 feet long, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. In the corner of the property, 60 feet long by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 by 35 feet wide. They want to shove it right in the face of our neighbors. There's approximately 100 condo units that are going to be even closer to this monstrosity than we will, all over here. When these people find out, they're going to be up in arms. There's a warning notice on the manufacturer's website that says, do not put this unit where its fumes could be sucked into anybody else's air conditioner or get inside their apartment. Look how close it is. There's a covenant with the neighbors that must be agreed to for any surface changes here, but the board has seen fit to poo-poo it, and anybody that brings it up, like Dr. Silver brought it up, they said, sit down, stop talking about that. We have a process underway. Well, the G and the H units on the end of the building here, including mine, pay the highest maintenance in mainland Dade County, about $1.10 a square foot, the highest rate of anybody in the buildings. My unit's right up there. I'll be breathing poison fumes and hearing noise. See how quiet it is now? The board decided to take a noise measurement at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with construction going on nearby. They said, well, it's pretty noisy here anyway, so the tower won't be any noisier than that. Well, that's not true. As you can hear, it's very quiet now, as it is most of the time. But when that unit's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we're going to lose our quality of life. We won't be able to sit out on our balconies and enjoy it. The G-line balconies, they have 3 balconies, 1 there, 2 on the end. All 3 will be contaminated by noise and pollution. The E and the F, their main balconies in the front, they'll be looking at this monstrosity, smelling it. Anyway, these 3 board members decided to place the unit as far away from their apartments as possible. Hundreds of feet away. They won't see it, they won't smell it, they won't hear it. So I would say that all of us band together. There's about 65 unit owners that live on this end of the building who are going to see their properties devaluated, because who's going to want to buy your apartment with this noisy pollution that causes Legionnaire's disease? New York State has suffered many casualties already, people dying, and they came from cooling towers. The board says, oh, well, we'll maintain it. You won't feel any. We won't be affected here. But 7 of the recent towers that caused Legionnaires in New York City were just inspected by building inspectors, found to be okay. Anyway, one of the board owners lives right over here. He's probably a good 400 feet away from where he wants to put the tower. Says his water bills are too high. But I have a better location for this tower. If they manage to convince 2/3 of the unit owners, we can move this rear 2 tennis courts 25 feet forward over here in this clear space, and we'll put the tower back here so they can admire their handiwork. They want it so badly, they should see it and smell it. The doctor that lives up here on the board said, oh, I'm not worried, there's nothing that will come out of there. Anyway, the two board owners live way, way, way up top there, and one lives right over here, hundreds of feet away from the noise and the pollution that they're trying to inflict on us. So by moving those tennis courts 25 feet forward, these right here, leaves a nice beautiful opening to hide this cooling tower in. It'll be close enough where they can look down and admire their handiwork, and they can smell the poison fumes, and they can listen to it. But they are way, way, two of them, way, way up there in the top. Now the one board member has been trying for years to get this project approved. He was on the board 10 years ago and tried very hard to get it done. They want to put water restrictions in the lower floors so they can get cooler water and pay less in electricity. If you live way up top, you can afford to pay a little more in electricity. But anyway, this is the best place to put that unit. And my idea is to install a solar collection system over the top of the marina, up in the air. Will not disturb any of the boats. It'll be a beautiful covered walkway all along here with solar cells up in the air. I believe we have room for at least 6,000 square foot, maybe more. The perfect place to put them. The association owns the docks, the physical structures over and above. They will not interfere with any of the boats. All along this side, the solar collection system will be up in the air, or a nice beautiful covered walkway over the docks. But anyway, these people living here that want to jam this down the throat of everybody in the north end of the building, about 65 tenants. It doesn't have to be. There's a better way to do it. With the solar collection system out here, if you use that power to power 2 chillers during the day. Chillers are very efficient. They'd be quiet. They'd be in small enclosed structures. Nobody would hear them. They'd be cooled with well water. And we wouldn't have to buy 37.5 million gallons of water a year, just because 4 of the board members don't like their electric bills. Nobody else complains. I've checked at least 20 people. They're fine, happy with the water. Why should we suffer and devalue all the apartments on the north end of the building? So they live in peace and quiet, don't smell the poisonous fumes. They can't see their handiwork because they're shoving it down our throat. Well, the 100 neighbors and the condos across the street, and about 65 of the unit owners that live down at this north end of the building, are not going to stand for this. The board has concealed the cost and the amount of water required. I have a letter from John Anderson, the engineer they hired. It's dated September 21st on his letterhead, right here. Anderson and Williams. Anderson and Williams letterhead. And the water cost is based upon the water consumption from Marley, the manufacturer, at 18,548,936 gallons per year per cooling tower. And he thinks we can buy 1,000 gallons of water for $2.12 or 0.0212 per gallon. Miami-Dade's Water and Sewer Department has told me explicitly, and I have posted on their website, the rates for a multifamily building that uses more than 35,000 gallons a year will be $7.86 per thousand. The board is fighting this. They wouldn't tell anybody. All of the engineers that were hired, the manufacturer, the vendor selling this, all said at the meeting that They did not know or have any idea how much water is going to be consumed or how much it's going to cost. I don't believe that was true. This letter is dated 9/21/15. So before the meeting, they received this letter telling them that Marley said 37.5 million gallons. So let's not let them jam this down our throat and our neighbor's throat. It's about 165 units they're going to have to suffer with this, just because of 3 or 4 of the board members that want lower electric bills. The ballot they sent out was not accurate. It did not mention the 37.5 million gallons of water would have to be bought every year at a cost of $352,000. It didn't mention that our maintenance will be increased by about $175 a month because that water purchase charge is not in the budget. So we'll all pay more for something that's working fine. Our water well system is a multi-million-dollar system. We can put French drains around the property. In all these areas around the edge of the property where the groundwater will slowly get down and not interfere with the pickup water coming out of the wells. Hear how quiet the wells are? You can barely hear them running. But the noise, my unit's right up there. The noise coming from them will be atrocious. The smell, the Legionnaire's disease, and the cost. $1,750,000. See, those board members are way at the back of the property. So if they want this so bad, let's put it back behind the tennis courts so they can admire their creation. I don't. This is Bob Metzler, and I believe that revolution is stirring at thegablesclub.com. Thank you.